She has 20 years of experience working with small businesses, nonprofits, and associations in a variety of different roles. And her seminar today, as you guys all probably know, is social media in record time. So she's going to give you everything you need to know about social media and how to market better and all that. So please welcome Erin Bemis.
Thank you for that. So many times they take my whole long bio and they read the whole thing and they're like, oh, and you hate me before I even start. Say good morning. She left off in Indiana, which is also part of her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But that's okay. There's a couple of you that I saw in the hallway earlier, and I was hanging over the edge out here watching all the kids working on their motors down there, and really fun, and a couple were watching with me, so big deal. My family is a gearhead too, so I got it from my dad. He's just always been in the car industry and loved it, and passed on that love to me. So I'm a NASCAR fan, so don't hate me if you're on the other side of the racing tracks, but that's how I spend my June with my kids every Father's Day is at the track. So my kids and I leave the husband at home and we go have fun. I'm not going to tell you everything there is to know about social media this morning. That's a misnomer. There is no way to do it. There are 500 apps developed every day and launched in an app store that are never downloaded once. Never. 500 a day that are never downloaded. Apps are everywhere. So we're going to focus on kind of what we call the big five. The ones that everybody knows, the ones that most people use. We're going to talk about how we can understand what they are. We're going to talk about, I'm going to give you permission to save a lot of time on one thing you're going to love me for right at the beginning. And then we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into them and see how we can actually use them effectively to market your businesses. How many of you guys are small businesses? And by small, I mean like 10 or under employees, right? So you are who we work with every day at Constant Contact. 85% of our 650,000 clients that we have less than 5 employees. So we talk to your feet. My background is actually in Chamber of Commerce. That's where a lot of my nonprofit experience came from and working with small businesses. So day in, day out, truly believe that small business drives our economy. Agree?
Yes.
Yeah, we're in the Midwest. That's what we think. All right, who has a burning question that they absolutely want answered today before I dive in? Come on, it's Friday morning. Who's got one?
Friday morning free
Right all
coffee.
week. What?
It's like Friday morning free coffee.
Free coffee? Okay, drink faster.
Exactly right.
Okay, we only have an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. I really, if you guys have a question, stick your hand up so that we can get it answered, okay? We're going to do some social media-ing along the way. For those of you guys that know what a hashtag is, and we'll talk about it a little bit. If you don't, it's different than a hash brown. PRI show is the main hashtag for while we're here, and they also use PRI 2015. Yeah?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what for the racing industry, what kind of content drives the most, not likes, but the most
Engagement.
with people?
Pictures.
But yeah, pictures of what though?
All sorts of different things, and it depends on what part of the audience you're going after. So, what's your main business? What are you trying to do?
We customize vehicles.
Okay.
And we drift some of the vehicles.
So,
Majority of our business is building vehicles for SEMA and magazines.
and who's your target audience?
I'd say between 18 and 35-year-olds.
Men, women, mostly men. Any specific location that they also come from?
Southwest.
So you're going to be doing photo shoots. I mean, just
Yeah, that's-
of cars, so different things. People love seeing things in action, like in action. I mean, obviously the finished product is awesome, right? Especially when we're talking about cars and racing pieces and boats and things, right? Finished product's cool. But it's even cooler when you're down in the middle of the gear that nobody sees in the middle of the engine, because it's tucked up in there. But it's how it works. It's how that, especially in the racing industry, I would say that's what it goes for.
And one last thing, I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with you on that, because I'm big on showing the whole build and what it's going to do afterwards. My partners, on the other hand, are like, no, let's not show people how to do our thing. And that's where we have a conflict.
Were you showing them like how you do your thing there, or are you showing them a piece that's going together?
No, we're showing them, I mean, I like showing, the work involved, depending on what we're doing to it.
Mhm.
And they're like, no, let's just show the finished
You
piece.
kind of feel like that's your trade secret that they
Yeah.
want to keep tucked in.
And it's not
And that's a
really
fine balance too, isn't it? Because there's things that you do different than your neighbor who's in the same industry, who's doing your same thing. You do have to figure out where you draw that line of how much to share and what it is that it's going to do. So we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit. Here's my contact information. Best way to reach me is by Twitter. Here's my email address. I am going to send you guys these slides, so you'll have access to them, okay? EBVIS at constantcontact.com. I work for an email marketing company. I get about 350 emails a day. So tweet me if you really want me to respond fast. That's the best way. Anyone here use Constant Contact already? Okay, a couple of you. Good. Those of you that don't know what we are an email marketing company. We started as a small business ourselves, 3 people sitting around a table in an attic about 18 years ago. One of those 3 still work with us. Awesome. We're not so small anymore. We're pretty big. We have about 1,500 employees. Based out of Massachusetts. I get to live in the Midwest where I live. I'm in Michigan, by the way. But email marketing is what most people know us for. We also have a full suite of digital marketing tools. We have a feedback and survey tool, so you can totally customize it using your own logo and information. If you want to send follow-up surveys to your customers, your clients, you can do that for our product too. We have an event management registration product. It's awesome. And then we also have online deals and promotions. Anyone heard of Groupon? Anyone ever used Groupon? Okay, it's kind of cool, right? What's the not cool part about it? You give up half of your funds that you just brought in, right? You can run your own to your own list. They're called online deal. And then you keep all the money. That's the nice thing. So if you want more information, that's as big of the commercial you're getting from me. I want to really dive into our topic. If you want more information, I'm happy to talk to you about it. If you want to start a free trial, I passed out some cards before. You can fill that out and let me know. It's a 60-day demo. I'll get you going. All right, into the big stuff. This is where you're going to find all the follow-up information. It's this little link right down here. http:// bit.ly. There's some seats up here in the front if you guys want to sit down. /capital PRI, lowercase ty, as in thank you for having me here today. Pull out your camera, take a picture of it if you want, instead of worrying about how you're going to write it down. I am going to gather email addresses at the end so that I can send this to you too, though, but that's where you'll go to get it all. There we go. The way to fill in the front, we like it. We are all about wanting you to be a marketer, and we do use the hashtag be a marketer. I'll have this up at the end too. My Twitter handle, again, is over here. Instagram for the trade show that we're at. If you want to follow them, it's my PRI. Twitter is @PRI Show. And their Facebook is Performance Racing. Okay, we talk about social media. I thought maybe I'd connect you to the industry that we're in here. Be a good thing. Here's what I really want to talk about. There are so many social media sites out there. We're going to talk about the big 5. Okay? The main 5 that are out there. And a bonus one that's sometimes social media and sometimes not. We'll talk about why I say that too. We're going to talk about how to find creating and curating content, how to find content, how to reuse it so that you're not having to figure out what to write all the time. Right? That would be helpful a little bit. And then photos, word, images, and video, the important use of it, how to make it happen. Can you guys hear me in the back? Do I need a microphone? Would I make it crazy if I had one? I want a microphone at home just so my kids listen to me. It doesn't always work that way. All right, here we go. Facebook. Who uses Facebook? Let me ask it this way. Who doesn't use Facebook? Hey, no one! All right. That just proves my point. Almost everyone has Facebook. So if you're not on social media and you need to start somewhere for your business, start with Facebook. Okay? The business value is that you have a large audience to reach because there's so many people on this platform. If you share the right content, and if you're aware of Facebook's algorithm, you can be very successful. Algorithm, there's that big word from elementary school that they want us to remember, right?
Question about that. To me, I have a Facebook account, all right? The reason why I stopped really using it because I thought it became more, I don't know, it wasn't what I was hoping to be, And so now what happened was I seen when it went more in a personal type thing, meaning that it got away from the business portion, so now it more or less became more of it wasn't what I was wanting to do. So
what were you wanting to do?
Well, I wanted to, promote my business and all that, but it's
So
still
more
got-
like an advertising
Yeah,
outlet.
yeah, exactly, right, yeah, but it seems like it went more in a personal thing where you just get like, you know, like stuff from your relatives, things like that, and, you know, not really interested in doing that portion. I mean, you can talk to me otherwise, like, you know, that sort of thing, you know.
Exactly. Does anyone else see that, by the way? Where it's gotten way more personal and less business focused with it? We'll talk about that sway
Yeah,
here.
so I was wondering, is there any way actually to cancel your account back and start over again, like, you know,
Yes.
and bring it back
Oh
then?
yeah, that's so easy.
Oh,
You want
is
to
it?
cancel and start over? Yeah, we can help you do that. I think
Okay.
it's called delete account.
Oh,
That easy. It's real easy. We'll help you. We can do it. I know that answer. You want to make sure that if you're using Facebook correctly, that you're using the insights tool, so that you're paying attention to what kind of metrics you have going on, what your interaction is, what your engagement, what your reach is what you really want to know on Facebook. Facebook content that works. Videos work. How many people post videos on Facebook? Videos will automatically drive you higher up in the feed, in the algorithm. Automatically. Make you up there. Great way to do it. Photos. Good, clear photos. Photos will post anything up. Videos, by the way, one more quick little tip. Anytime you post a video, whether it's in an email, whether it's on social media, less than 90 seconds. Okay? You're going to lose interest after 90 seconds. We are in this world of now and quick and happen and move on to the next thing. You'll lose them. So keep it short. Photos can tell a really big story. Did you guys know that nectarines are actually peaches that just don't have the fuzz? I'm serious. Very well. I just like blew your world, right? You can go home now. You learned the thing for the day. You're all good. Serious. But pictures can tell that story. That's how I learned that. I follow a farm market that I follow, and they have this big picture, and I'm like, what are those things? Even I've seen nectarines. I know that they're out there. I did not know that they're actually peaches without the fuzz. You tell a story and you can learn things. Honey Pot for Orchards. This one's talking about for Columbus Monday will be open 9:30 to 5. The biggest thing that you can do for yourself on any social media outlet is to constantly remind your clients when you're open, where to park. That's a big deal. Sometimes we're tucked away in different places or we're in a busy location and parking's an issue. Let them know. People really like to know if your shop is pet friendly. Seems silly. Pets are a big deal to people right now. Let them know that. So whenever you're short on content and you're not sure what to post, talk about those basic things. Okay? That's what they were doing here. Sorry, I just turned my back to the camera. I know, I'm sorry. It's like trying to be on pressurized post. No. Here's the algorithm that we talked about. I hope you're okay with humor on Friday morning because life's too boring without it.
There's a quick question from that last slide. You mentioned the photos. I've often told people about my strategy. I've always said, whether it's Twitter or Facebook, that I know for myself that, I will scan because there's so much junk that I'll tend to stop, even if I don't mean to, on every photo. And so I always put a photo with everything. The question I've got is, how important is it that the photo be directly related to the content of the post? Not? Okay.
It's not. It does not have to be directly related to the content of the post. For those of you guys in the back, maybe didn't hear that. It does need to be interesting and attention grabbing though. To make the connection. We're talking about fuzz and peaches. What else do we use the fuzz for? Woo, right? That's what my kids call it, the fuzz. The fuzz, there's the fuzz, Mom, right? Okay, let's apply it to something that goes to your, let's make it, I know it's early. Go get more coffee, come on. Jeez, you guys. Okay. Here's your rank. Here's how the rank goes for Facebook. Interest of your fans, the post performance among other users, and performance of your past posts. All of those things come into play. So when you can start getting posts that maybe only 2 people like it, or you get 3 people that share it, all of those things cumulatively keep you going higher up the rank. The longer you're there, the longer you're going to have a better, bigger lifespan on it.
Is that the same for personal and business pages too, or is it just?
No, this is for business posts. Well, no, the algorithm is there for both.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that relative just to people in the network or through degrees of separation? So like your network's 1,000 people.
Right.
It's not just 1,000 people. Your 1,000 people have another 1,000 people.
Right.
So is it based on just
My 1,000 people have 6,000 people.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So is it relative to everyone in that circle of separation, or is it just your immediate network?
No, it's just my immediate people that connect and grow. Yeah? Absolutely. And the one thing to know about Facebook, there's 1.5 billion with a B users, active monthly users. 1.5 billion. So there's a lot of people out there. Anything that includes animals, especially baby animals, is going to do really well. Anything. Take that little baby kitten, stick her on a block, put it up, take a photo, put it up, and I guarantee you it's going to do well on social media. Did you know? I mean, you just laugh. But then, have anybody seen one of the goat chasing the other goat around and up into the tree? I mean, it's silly, but it works. Post it. And I'm going to tell you one of the things we're going to go through. We have a formula that really works for how much you should post about what kind of stuff. That's coming at the end here, so we want to get through. Using Facebook's insight tool to know what works for you. Pay attention to what types of posts are doing well and post more of those. Common sense. Friday morning. I know, we're at it. Use engagement metrics. Track to see how far. Something might not have actually looked like it was a successful post, but it got really, really far in the reach. Maybe up to the thousands, hundreds, right? Good stuff. Post more of that. You can pay attention to it. And find out who it is that's engaging with you and who's liking that stuff. So that when you're thinking about doing social media advertising, or maybe you're putting a little bit of money in to boost some posts, you're posting to those people that are engaging with you. You're following that demographic. Not everything we're talking about unmarketing, kind of social media being unmarketing right before class started. That's traditional marketing right there. Find your demographic and market to them. Stick with it. Because guess what? If I'm your follower, I'm your fan, right? Who are the people that are like me?
People are friends.
They're my demographic, usually, right? We're about the same age, we're probably about in the same kind of class, we're probably about have the same kind of jobs. So if I'm your fan, or I'm a customer, even better, right? And I take your post and share it so that my field of people see it also, jackpot, right? Good stuff. All right, and find out, pay attention to what time they're online too. When I post on Facebook for my business page, early morning is when I get the best activity. It is when I am not awake yet, that all my friends are out there doing their thing. And no, I'm not normally awake at this time. You guys, there's plenty of seats up here in the front if you want to come in. Up yourself. All right, what to do next on Facebook. Find out what content is working for your fans. Create and share the content that they want. And if you don't know what they want, ask them. Put it out there. What kinds of things can I put here that you guys would like? Here. You're welcome. No harm in asking them. Use Facebook's scheduling tool to post when your fans are online. Did you guys know that when you post things on your business page, you can schedule it out for years? So you don't have to actually sit and do it each time at the computer? Yeah.
Now, I've noticed I pay attention a lot of that with Twitter, because I know with Twitter, after 10 minutes after you posted it, it can be buried. With Facebook, though, I see a lot of old posts always coming back up and back up.
Because they're higher in the algorithm, and sometimes they're sponsored.
Right, yeah, I'm not counting the sponsored ones.
Okay.
So I never thought that Facebook was as schedule sensitive,
Oh yeah.
but I'm wrong there.
You are wrong there. Scheduling is good for a lot of reasons. One, it's going to post automatically. So any kind of digital marketing is going to, there's only a certain amount of things that can happen in one time frame, right? Constant Contact, we had an email record sent, I don't know, like a month ago-ish, I'll say. We had just under 1 million. We get to 950,000 emails sent in a minute. In a minute. Holy cow, that's a lot. We send billions every month of email from our servers. So when you're sending your email, absolutely you should schedule it for 2 reasons. One, how many of you have clicked send on an email and go, oh crap, right? You forgot a sponsor, you got the wrong location, you didn't put in the phone number, we left something out, or we messed something up, we spelled it wrong. That's my husband, he does it every day. Right? So if you schedule it, you have time to fix it, number 1. Number 2, if you schedule it, it goes when you actually schedule. It puts you to the front of the queue. If you're in that 1 minute where 950,000 emails are going out, and you had scheduled it to go out in that minute, you're actually going to go out on the cart. You might not go out for 5 or 10 minutes more because of how many millions or billions of emails that we're doing at that particular time. Okay? Same thing with social media. So always schedule if you can. All right, any other questions about Facebook real quick? Yeah.
I use a dashboard app that auto schedules stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You put a post out on Twitter or Facebook, and you can basically let it pick when it goes out. Are different services like that, or are any of them, like, how intelligent are they? Are there any that are better than others? You know, what's the algorithm behind these things? Do you have any insight into that?
No, I'm not a scheduler like theme. I do. Hootsuite does a good job. TweetDeck does a good job. Buffer does
So how
a
do we
good
know
job.
they do a good job?
Pardon?
How do we know they do a good job?
Because you can manipulate them to do the things you want to do. They have good reporting on the backside, so you can actually see the activity. That's how I say, you know, whether it's good or not.
I was more getting at like how, like, so it picks a particular time. Why did it pick that? Did it do a good job of picking a good time?
That's a good question.
Don't know. Okay.
I mean, you know, we're in the world of Big Brother, kind of. The amount of data that you have at your fingertips by using social media, by using digital marketing, it's really Big Brother. It's really cool because it helps us with all this stuff, right? So it's kind of scary, especially if you're on the follower end, and you're like, wow, you know all those things about me already? Yeah, I do. The trick is to not tell them that you know all the things about them that you do. They don't like to hear that. Yeah, I mean,
Good
it's.
question. Okay.
Yeah, it's a hard question. You just gotta go with your gut. Use what you like. How do you really know? I don't know. I know that in our product that we have coming out, it's going to tell you when the best time to post is and whatnot. It actually goes into your Facebook feed, your Twitter feed, your Instagram, whichever one you're using, and looks at all your posts, and it looks at all your followers' posts, find out when they're online and what time they're most likely to engage. Because there's a lot of times that you have your fans or your followers are online, but they're not actually doing anything. And there's other times that they're on and actually engaging. Pay attention to. Yes.
So you said that a post could be engaging even if it doesn't get a lot of comments and likes. How does Facebook figure that out?
By all of their little Twitter hailing things they have. Tentacles will follow that are out there. Yeah. Small engagement is still good engagement because you're still engaging. That's the key. You're getting someone to interact with you. Okay, here's Twitter. It's good because it's the fastest way to reach your audience. Twitter is like lightning speed. It is fast paced. If you are going to be on Twitter, you need to post minimum 2 times a day, maximum no such thing. They really say if you're going to be an active Twitter user, minimum of 5 times a day.
What about linking your Facebook to Twitter?
I don't recommend it because they're 2 different audiences. Twitter is fast, quick, short, going to have all those kinds of things. There are appropriate times that it might go to both audiences, but not all the time. So no, he asked about linking your accounts together so you cross-post. I don't recommend that.
I feel like in some instances, doesn't like Facebook kind of garbage up your Twitter feed? Because it'll build up stuff and not like just the core post. It'll be like half a link and then, or half a description and then a link.
Yeah.
And then you usually doesn't really know what
And
it
then you
is.
just have to go back
Yeah.
to Facebook to go. And
Yeah, it kind
no,
of works
no.
that, so you're just kind of.
And that's not what you want when you're on
Right.
Twitter.
Exactly.
Twitter is fast. Give it to me fast. You want to stand out with your tweets. You want to be helpful with Twitter. And you want to make sure you're using Twitter analytics. There are 307 million active users on Twitter. Okay, so there's a lot of people. And again, I mean, it's fast. It's really fast. I am stepping away from Facebook for my business account and going to Twitter because I have way better engagement here than I do on the other. It's interesting. Images still do really well on Twitter. Short tweets. Anybody remember from school that we were told we always had to have what? A 30-second elevator pitch, right? Does anyone still do 30 seconds? Not in today's world, it's fast. I remember when Twitter came out and I was listening, and this was like 2008, and I'm in a business class, and I'm like, no, 128 characters this guy tells me. I'm like, you're full of it. There's no way that's going to happen. I can't say everything that I need to say in that short little thing. And now I'm down to I have like 15, 20 spaces left almost every time I post. Very rare that I use up the whole 128 characters. It's just like Vine. Anybody heard of Vine? It's a video, it's a social media video site that are 6-second clips. And there are some businesses that are doing a great job talking about themselves, promoting themselves on it in 6 seconds. Okay, hashtags. Let's talk about hashtags, not hash browns. Who uses hashtags? Right, it's a lot of you guys. So here's some best practices on hashtags. Try to keep it to no more than 3 in a single post. Okay? The trick with hashtags, there are no spaces. You use the pound sign in the front. That's step 1. Step 2, no spaces in between your words. I get the question all the time. How about all lowercase, all capital, mixed it? What's the best practice? Your choice. Whatever you're going to do, be consistent is the answer. Personally, I like it when the first letter is capitalized just because it's easier to read. Okay? You also want to try and keep it no more than 5 words in one hashtag. Agreed? Because you look at some of those hashtags and what is that? What were you trying to say? Because I can't read it. It's not English anymore once you got 5 words strung together. Years are good. It helps you delineate. It also helps you for future purposes, especially in an event. If you're using a year in a hashtag, PRI 2015, you're able to take all the images and search them. Hashtags are now searchable across all, like Google, Yahoo, Bing, engines, yeah.
I have a question about, you're saying only 3 hashtags per post.
Mhm.
Is that for Twitter or is that for Facebook?
Across the board.
Well, here, some of us that have sponsors that all the sponsors want a hashtag with every picture of your vehicle, of your event, whatever. So what do you do about that?
I would say that you need to go back on your sponsorship and not have them on every single one and say you'll be on 70% of my posts or you'll be on 50% of my posts. Something like that. Because there's no way. Because then you're going to do this. Right? And what did we already say? We scan. We don't read. So you've lost the value for that sponsor anyway.
But I mean, they're,
Unless they're searching that specific hashtag for
Yeah.
that sponsor and then you pop up.
well, that's the thing. What they do is they run their own algorithm with they linking, you know, like our company and their name at the same time.
Right.
And so, and then a lot of people search for that company, so that's why they want to get mentioned.
Yeah. It's
But
tricky.
Did you still say, you still take 3? Okay.
5 if you're really pushing it. I mean, think about it. Do you really go through and read every single hashtag that's in that group when you're on other people's?
Actually, yes. I go through.
Because you're the one that does the social media, right?
Well, I
So
do
you
a lot
pay
of
attention
different-
to it more.
I do a
But
lot
then
more
your
than that,
fans and
yeah.
followers don't. I guarantee you. They don't.
What about like cross integration with hashtags with media? So like midpoint, like if I've got a bunch of hashtags I want to use, I can integrate it into a photo or something else like that where I have more real estate.
Mhm.
So I can't use it in a Twitter handle because I don't have that much space.
Right.
But I can put it as a footer of an image.
Mhm.
Like look at this image and there are hashtags everywhere and it's used for search. It's used for search like that.
Right.
Right. So maybe that like what's your thought about
It's a
that?
good thing. Yeah. And we are going to talk about that, how you overlay the images onto pictures. It's coming up later. But yes, you can. But you also want to be careful when you're using images. If you start putting a whole
Right,
bunch of
yeah.
words and frames
Garbage
and
again.
stuff on it, did you lose the main part of the image? You lost what you're trying to get across.
I've got a similar follow-up question to his, where I don't run into this problem with the hashtags, I run into this problem with the actual tags, because I want to make sure that my sponsors see what they're posting, and I don't want to have to post the same thing for every sponsor. One post out saying, hey, here's how I did this weekend, or here's something I've got going on next weekend.
Right.
And I want them to see that, because I want them to know what I'm doing for them. But I don't want to post it every time for every sponsor, so I run into the same issue, where I'll have a very short tweet, and then I've got a mile of atlas at that. How do I, what do I need to do differently there?
You got to figure out what your balance is because they're getting lost. So maybe it's every other. Here's the other thing too. You can reuse a photo multiple times. So maybe you only list 3 or 4 on one, and then when you post it again in a month, you do another 3 or 4. You rotate it through that way. Because you can reuse some of your engagement stuff. Yeah.
Can you schedule on Twitter too?
Yes, you can. Yep. You can't do it directly in Twitter, but you can. There's a lot of tools that will let you schedule for Twitter. Yep. All right, I'm going to keep going so we can get through some of this. We want to make sure that on Twitter we're being helpful. You can link to blog posts for you or your experts, in this case your sponsors, right? Your customers, your clients. Offer facts, stats, or tips. People love statistics. They didn't love taking statistics in high school, but they love statistics. It's quick, easy to grasp, it's understandable. They can walk away with immediate knowledge about something. They love it. Answer customer questions. What's the number one question that you get in the shop? Right? Is it how to, I don't know, something about oil? Is it something about tires?
It's usually cost.
Costs? Okay, answer those questions for them right out of the gate. Save them a phone call. That's good customer service. Participate in conversations, ask questions, and have them answer. And engage back with them. Keep the conversation rolling. Great thing to do. And don't make it all about you. Biggest mistake on social media is all about you all the time. That's not what people want on social media. Oh, there's still some seats up here, you guys, if you want to come sit. Using your analytics. The mentions are a big thing. How many times did they use your little @ with your handle? Top tweets, pay attention to which ones do the best. Common sense on here. And your engagements, super important.
The not about you mentioned, is that not about the company all the time, but maybe referring to tech articles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. And then audience insights. Are you paying attention to what's working and what's working when? What to do next on Twitter? Keep track of what tweets get the most engagement. Create and share the content that's getting the best results. Use a scheduling tool like Hootsuite or Buffer. We talked about that a little bit. To post your tweets for you. Does everyone understand what Hootsuite and Buffer are? What a social media scheduling tool is? Yes, no?
No.
30-second tutorial on those. There are tools out there. Hootsuite, Buffer, TweetDeck, there's a million of them. Pick one that we like. I like Hootsuite the best. You can go in, you link all of your social media sites into it. It's like one dashboard for you. And it's got all of your posts there, and you can go in and schedule, I want this photo to go on this site and this site, but not those two, and I want it to go at this time. And if you're using all your cross media, but you're managing it from one location. So you don't have to go into each individual social media account ever. Okay, yes?
Are there any text tricks to make sure that like tweets don't get lost? Like for example, you know, if you use an @ handle first, it might send it just to those people, or like friends of followers of those people. Which
Right.
is missing when it sends to more people.
Mhm.
Are there ways that you can like put maybe mention at the end of a tweet, or like others like silly things like that?
Yeah, there are silly things like that. So how many are really active Twitter users in the room, or fairly active Twitter users? Okay, one of the new things that came out is the @ at the front. I don't know if you guys know about this. So if you say @ebemis, and hey, thanks for a great seminar Friday morning, right? That's what I want to see on our wall. Come on, help me out, help a girl out. If you put just my handle with my name and go and put your message, it's going to show up on my wall and my wall only. If you put a dot before it, like this, literally a period, it goes out on my world feed. It's visible to everyone. If it's only the @ sign with the name, and this is only for the very front of a tweet. If you do it in the middle of the tweet, doesn't matter. It'll go everywhere. But if you're going to use a name at the front, make sure you're starting with a period, and that opens it up to everyone. Otherwise, it's just on your wall, and so no one's going to see it unless they go and read your wall specifically. Most people don't do it Twitter. All right, let's talk about LinkedIn. Who's on LinkedIn for their business? Not for yourself, for your business. Okay, there's a few of you. LinkedIn is great to be the thought leader, to set yourself apart as an expert. Great. There's a lot of you in the room that could really do well here. Share what you know and read. It's a great place to just pass on the information that you gather. You found a great article about something and you loved it, you read it all the way through, chances are other people are going to want it too. And it helps set you apart as the one that knows where to go get this stuff and how to share it. You can become the information source. And again, are you seeing the theme with my analytics? You have to pay attention to the analytics. That's the only way we know that something's actually working or not. Otherwise, it's like, just taking a dart and throwing it willy-nilly behind you. You've got no idea. LinkedIn content that works. Blog posts. Anytime you have something that you actually have to be long and wordy, God forbid, LinkedIn is the place to put it. Images are really good here. Images are really good everywhere, all the time. You're not going to go wrong with an image. This is intoxication. Nice feeling you get when you receive a tax refund until you realize it was your own money in the first place. Oh yeah, very common. And then links to different things. So if you're going to send them to helpful sites, again, that thought leadership. Build your expertise. Be the source. Share current news, both yours and the industry's. Offer and ask for perspective on current topics. And you want to use the right keywords for search engine optimization. Does everyone know what that is? Okay. What helps drive your page up on the search engines? Your website?
You mentioned blogging.
Yep.
We blog on our website.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better to create a whole new blog on LinkedIn or have a link to the blog?
Yeah, send it to your website. Your website is you online. That is the number one piece of digital marketing that you have to have, is a website. That is you, right? You are you when you're at networking events, when you do these kind of trade shows. You're you. We can see you and shake your hand and say hi and introduce you, look in the eye. 24/7, 365, your website is working for you, or should be working for you if you've got it going forever. You absolutely want to keep it on your website and link everything back to it.
Video is good on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Not going to go wrong with any kind of image anywhere. And you need to post regularly. Not as much as Twitter, thank goodness, right? Yeah, who wants to do that all the time? But you do have to be regular, 2 to 3 times a week.
Is LinkedIn have similar analytics weighting like Facebook does?
No. It's a lot nicer. Clicks and interactions, engagement, and follower demographics are key on LinkedIn. You really know where you're going. And visitor demographics too. Who's looking at it, even if they're not engaging with you, which is something that not all the other social sites have. And I have more questions. I'm going to keep going just because we're at 8:30 and I got a whole other slew of stuff to keep getting to. So we're going to keep going. Start a blog. How many of you blog already? Blogs are awesome, and you should link to your blogs all the time in social media. It's a great way to keep your website fresh. You should have it at home on your website. Everything should come back to your website. Everything, all the time. Create and share the content that's getting the best results. Share content from a variety of sources. Evaluate your analytics. All right, Pinterest. Who's on Pinterest for their business here? Couple? What's your business?
Anthony Racing. It's my son's race team.
Okay.
Motorsport consulting.
All right, why are you guys on Pinterest?
Draw people back to the website.
Okay, Pinterest is for women, foodies, and crafters.
Visual.
It is visual. It is very visual. But women, foodies, and crafters are where your bulk of your thing here. And here's the thing about Pinterest. To be effective, minimum of 5 times a day again. So here's my thing. This is my second one that I've said, a minimum of 5 times a day to be effective in this one, right? If you are in a social media platform and you are not actively using it and consistently doing it, get out. You're doing more damage than you're doing good. Don't be on Twitter and post once a month. Okay? So there's your big walk-away tip. I just saved you a lot of time and heartache, didn't I? Because there's somebody like, I literally heard a sigh back there. That's good. Seriously, doing way more damage. Because if I go find you on that platform, because that's my platform of choice to look at you, and I see that you haven't posted something since July, I'm done. I'm done. And I won't follow you on Twitter if you have an egg. Put your logo up for your profile pictures. That should be the very first thing you do on all your social media. Don't let it just be the egg. I don't follow eggs. I eat eggs. Share eye-catching images, of course, on Pinterest. Promote and provide value. Use Pinterest analytics. I mean, it is very powerful if you do it correctly. Very powerful tool, especially for visuals, and especially now because it allows you to do a direct sale from your post. It's something that not all social media sites let you do. How many users are there? There are 70 million active users on a monthly basis, but they're mostly women, crafters, and foodies. So keep that in mind. I would say that you guys are, if you're there and you're doing it good, awesome. But it might be great because you're a minority in here. Could go good for you there. Beautiful images, word images, where you're taking the picture and putting words over it, an overlay, we call it. And anything that's a long image is really good on Pinterest because any of the other social sites are going to cut it. They have specific boxes they want you to fit in. Pinterest lets you be long. Interesting.
Instagram lets you do long and wide.
Pardon?
Instagram lets you do long and wide.
Sometimes. Not all the time. I tried to do a long one the other day and it was like, neat. I don't know. Right? So share product photos, link to your blog post, use the right keywords. Keywords and SEO are important across all social sites. especially on hashtags, with hashtags being searchable across every platform now. So important. Okay, more analytics. Okay, what's the one thing you walked away from today? Pay attention to your analytics. It's super important. And get off the sites that you're not active on. All right, here we go. Click in here. I have a lot of slides for this one. All right, what to do next on Pinterest? Create and pin images that get attention if you're going to go there. Pinterest is like an old school corkboard turned into a digital fashion, for anyone who doesn't know. Add visual content to your website, make your pins searchable, use those hashtags, evaluate your analytics. All right, Instagram. Who uses Instagram? We love Instagram, especially because Instagram lets us use video. It loves hashtags, super searchable, it's very fun. It is probably my most fun way, because I travel a lot. When I'm sitting in airports, I am on Instagram scanning. It's really fun. Business value is that photos help to get to know you. They get to know you not just in your business sense, where you get to have a little bit of fun too, right? People want to work with people that they have fun with. Share eye-catching images. Get funny. Get creative. Get down on the ground and take a picture up instead of always going up to down. Get a sideways. Have somebody walking in the door to your shop. Different, unusual kind of artsy things are really good. It puts your audience in the moment with you. You can really share a story and draw them in on Instagram. And use Iconosquare for analytics. Instagram does not have its own analytics tool. Iconosquare is the one that we recommend. We found the best analytics there. ICONO Square. Cool. Content that works. Photos that stand out. I mean, you guys do this every day, right? Little handstands? No. Word images are very powerful on Instagram. And videos, of course. So Vine is out there, YouTube is out there. YouTube is like the big one that everybody knows, right? Vine's the short one. Instagram is still the most powerful video tool that's out there out of those.
What about Snapchat?
Snapchat,
I mean, I just, one quick question there. To me, that's more for the kids.
Yep. Up to, I would say, up to 27. No? Those of you that are 27 and under in the room? Agree? Are you all on Snapchat? Yeah? Like it? No?
Yeah, love it.
Love it?
You can create your own. You can create your own filters, and I think that would be beneficial from a business standpoint. If you're having an event, you can go on and create your own filters for the participants or the attendees.
Right.
You can have filters.
But you still have to have the audience that's on Instagram too. Or Snapchat.
Yeah, it's good for live events, I think.
Pardon?
It's good for live events, I think that's.
Yes.
We're there, we're doing the thing real quick.
Live events? Periscope.
Because then I can, yeah, exactly, you can just run in and see it real quick.
Yeah.
What's
We're
the
going to talk
audience-
about
what's the
Periscope
audience
too.
of Instagram? How many millions?
Users for Instagram. Sorry, 200 million. 200 million. And these are average monthly users for your current stats on the Instagram. Okay, what are your audience at the
What was
moment?
Instagram last year?
How big was that? I have no idea. I managed to hold on to some really stupid information, but not that one.
I
Sorry.
just feel like that one's growing fast.
It is absolutely on a fast track for growth. Absolutely. Has been for a while too. Where some of the others have kind of backed off a little bit and plateaued, except for Facebook. Yeah. Share behind the scene images and videos. Educate your audience. Give them a how-to. Maybe you can do a simple, right, I mean, this is not something I'm going to be doing anytime soon, but, but educate them. How do you change a tire? Pretty basic, right? Or a prop if you're in the boat world. Use hashtags here. Tag your location so that people know where you are. It's an awesome thing with Instagram. You guys are following me on Instagram, which I don't know why you would, because you're going to see a lot of pictures of my kids and my travels, but I just put up the PRI thing this morning to use the tag at the Indiana Convention Center, and two of my team that report to me called and said, "You didn't tell me you were in Indianapolis today." I said, "Well, because I'm in for one day, going back home." That's the way it goes. You use Iconosquare to know what works for you. This is the metric that you're going to find. You can search by the month, by the quarter, how many likes, how many comments, your top images. That's what we really like about this. It shows you what the top stuff is. and it gives you the best time to post.
What about like cross-pollination, like Instagram and Facebook? 'Cause I know for
Instagram and Facebook totally can cross-pollinate. Not going to miss anything. So if you're going to connect any of your social media platforms together, those would be the two that I say
also just like a time save.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because anything you post on Instagram is applicable to Facebook all the time. Yep.
Now, Instagram, should you put personal stuff on Instagram? Not personal stuff, but I mean, should it be all business related, or should
Yeah.
you show that you're a person as well?
Both. But it should be mostly business related for your business account. For your business account, it should have the focus of the business. But yeah, you give that personal side of things, absolutely. People like to know who they're working with or who they're working for. I'm going to do this part really quick because the bulk of my presentation I now have to do in 20 minutes. Share images that tell the story of your business. Use relevant hashtags. Use Iconosquare. Go for your analytics. Okay, here we go. Content best practices. Here's the little magic formula. Everyone always says, what do I write? How often do I have to do it, right? Let me make it very easy on you. It's a 50-30-20 rule. 50% of the time, you should be asking questions, using images. You should be engaging and having fun. It has absolutely nothing to do with your business. Nothing to do with your business. Doesn't mean that it can't be at your place of business. Doesn't mean that it can't show you in action. But you're not trying to make a sale or close a deal, right? It's just regular stuff. 30% should be useful. You're giving helpful information. And 20% is about you directly. Right? There's a lot of you guys with sponsors in the room. Fine line, you gotta walk that. That might shake this up a little bit. But for a business formula, this is tried and true on many of our customers. This is the mix that works the best. You talk about yourself all the time, people get really tired because you're one giant commercial. And that's not what social media was intended for when it started. Okay? Content curation is sharing content from other sources. So that, I gotta post again, right, to be active so I can stay in the social media platform. Borrow it from other people. The best way to do that is to follow the other people that are like you. Follow your competitors. Look at what they post. Maybe they stumbled across an article that's just as good for your audience too.
There's something that you said also about being like a domain expert by sharing the right stuff. Because also when your followers see you, it's like, well, hey, Devin follows sources from all these other known places. Seems to know what he's talking about.
Thought
What do you
leadership.
think that's my preferred choice?
Absolutely. That thought leadership piece. It's also really nice too. You guys probably belong to a lot of associations, right? You probably get information from PRI, right? That you could share. Do your customers and clients want to know about? Yeah, you could. Oh, here comes phone guy again. He's going back. Oh, see, he's going to the other side because he's learned that I turn my back this way most of the time. Where do you find it? Google. Follow the news. If you're ever questioning what your headline should be, what a topic should be, what are the hot topics in the news right now? Right? Last week, Kim Kardashian had another baby. Oh, shoot me. Really? But it's hot news. It's out there. Everybody knows about it. They don't love it. Read blogs. Follow others on social media. Set up Google alerts. Do you guys know what Google alerts are? Free tool. Some of you are shaking your head now. This is a free tool. You go to google.com/alerts. You set up how often you want to get the alert from Google. You put in the keywords that you want to track. I recommend that you do it for your own personal name. You do it for your business name. And you do it for your top 3 competitors. And then you get so for me personally, I get one every day, whenever I pop. And then Google scrubs online every day, and they send me one email with all the links to where I'm mentioned online that day. Right? Pretty cool, because then I can share it, right? Sometimes people are talking about me, and it's good stuff, and I have no idea. Hopefully it's all good. Subscribe to other people's email lists. Get information from there. And then your customers or employees, especially like back to school time, holiday time, get your employees to share their favorite family recipe. Back to school, get pictures of them when they were little kids and post that stuff. People love that. Love it, especially if they have a pet. Don't forget to give credit to the original author or source. We are not going to plagiarize. We're going to say, I got this from. You're going to do that by saying at EB News or at wherever you get it. right? You're gonna post the source. You repurpose and reuse everything. Here's something that's all across many social media platforms, right? Facebook, Instagram, email, Twitter. Actually, no, that one looks like that's a gallery. That's like in your phone. All right, anyway, photos, word images, and videos. These are important and useful tips. How am I doing on time?
Keep going.
We got 9 minutes. Keep going. Okay. Image editing. Here are my favorite 3 apps for editing images, besides your actual image editor in your phone. Every phone has their own image editor. Use it. Play around with it. See what all the pieces do. You have to touch them and feel them. Instagram, your best 2 are going to be Pick Stitch for making a collage. Here's the warning on using a collage photo. Makes it very difficult when you have one big one with 2 little ones to see what's in the 2 little ones. On Instagram, you cannot expand the photo to make it bigger. You can on Facebook. Think about that when you do it. Word swag is the one that I like to use the most for putting words on top of pictures before I post it. These are for photos that I'm taking on my device, and I'm going to post right from my phone. If I'm going to be on my computer, I want to use PicMonkey. PICMONKEY. It is free. Word swag, I think, is $2.99 maybe. PicStitch was free when I got it, but I think it might have a price tag now too. Okay, I even put the word stuff there nice and big for you. I did some editing last night. PowerPoint. Who has PowerPoint on their computer? It is the easiest, low-cost, and simple way to take an image, plop it on a slide, put your words across it, save it, post it wherever you want to post it. Most people don't even think about it as an editor tool. It's awesome. PowerPoint, Canva is another one that you can use. And PicMonkey. PicMonkey is my favorite. So PicMonkey, you go in, you upload your photo, you can pull it apart, you can make it longer. You set the actual photo dimensions, which I'm also going to give you here, and what you need for what space where. You can put words over the top, you can sharpen it, you can extend it. It's really cool. Then you save it as a JPEG and away you go. So the top of my newsletter is a picture of a beach. It's got Great Lakes on it. Constant Contact down in the corner. Total PicMonkey deal. Super easy. Really nice. Stock photos. So if you're looking for good stock photos, here's some great resources. freedigitalphotos.net, stockvault.net, and freeimages.com. You can take a picture of this if you want of a screenshot, but I am going to send it to you if I get your email address. The other one is that I want to talk about too. Be careful. Don't just Google what you want a picture of and then use it. We've had so many people get in trouble with that because images can be embedded with links that are harmful or distasteful, we'll say. Happened to a couple clients in my consulting business. It's not good. Make sure that you're using a free scrubbed image if you're just going to do a general Google search. Any that you'd pull off of here are going to be good to go and they're good to use. But if you're borrowing an image from somewhere, always make sure that it's a clear. Check the back end of it. Create word images. Here's a tip. Use cayenne pepper as an alternative to pesticides. Hey, who knew? I don't know. I did not know that. But you can do it. They like it. Tips, quotes, promotions that you're running. We were talking about putting hashtags out. Maybe that's a better place to put some of your sponsors, right? Is in some of the overlay it in your photo so that it's not all in your comment section. The caution is don't let your words overtake the power of the image. Image is important. Announcements are great there too. Here's your size guide for all your social media sites. Facebook, your cover photo is 851 by 315. Your profile photo is this. This matters. You have to pay attention to make sure you're using the right size photo. Use a photo editor to get it into the right spot for you. You'll notice on here there's a couple of social media sites that we didn't talk about. YouTube is a social media site. There's another one that's not even on this page called email, your original social media. Use your email to promote your social pages. Use your social pages to get people on your email list. Go back and forth. And everything all the time. Remember, we're revolving around what? Our website. That's the U online. The website needs to be good. Okay, here's the one that I really want to talk about. This is that mystery number 6 that sometimes is social media and sometimes it's not. Who's on Google Plus? Okay, good for you. If you are not on Google Plus, this is the one piece of homework that I want you to actually do. Go get on Google Plus. So Google announced this great thing a few years ago called Google Plus. They said we're the new hotshot social media thing. Great. And then what did it do? Nothing. It did nothing. It was not a social media site. But Google loves Google. And since 67% of all online searches happen on Google, their little algorithm that they have for how you get to the top of when someone searches you online, they search their own products first. Google searches Google products first to come up with the keywords. So you need to be on Google Plus for your keyword attribution. Post once a month. This is the one exception that I'm going to tell you to be on a social media site and not follow the rules, because it's really good for your SEO. Really good for it. Update it once a month. Like something once a month. Go in and spend 5 minutes on it the first day of every month and be done. Walk away from it. But make sure that all your information in there is up to date and correct, because that's where it's going to get pulled from. Video. Use of video. Share via social. Obviously. Streaming video. Who here uses Periscope? Who here has no idea what a Periscope is? And it's not the Periscope that comes out of the submarine. It's a different thing. But it's very similar. So Periscope is basically Twitter live. It is a video streaming app.
How many people?
No idea on that one. I should have looked that up. And I can look that up when we're done. I love it. It is so much fun. Remember when the, what was the big hurricane that was coming up the west coast of Mexico? And it was like going to be devastating all the small villages, and it ended up being nothing. But it was really fun to follow all those people that were periscoping from there, so you could actually see what was happening live as it goes. At a race, how fun to be right there live. There's 2 tricks with Periscope. One, you're going to shoot the video from your phone or from your tablet, whatever you're going to do, right, wherever you are. Use a hashtag. You can share it on Twitter to help broadcast it out a little bit more to get more people watching it. The thing that people forget the most about Periscope, if you want to save that video and have access to it later, you have to do it as soon as you end the broadcast. Like you'll hit end broadcast, you swipe down, it ends it. There's a button that pops up that says save video. Click it. Otherwise that video is gone after 24 hours. Okay? Click it. Use it. But it's really good.
Where does it archive that video?
On your phone. When you hit save, it's going to save it on your device that you're using to capture the video. It will be live for 24 hours. So you can share it to other social media sites, but it's only going to show for 24 hours. And it's gone.
10 million users in August.
10 million users?
The data was from August.
From August. So still up and coming and growing. Thank you for that. So, see, what did you use to find that?
Google.
Google? Google? She used Google. The other thing that you can do with these 2, there's a couple of others. Meerkat is another one. We'll get to all these. But you can interact with followers. You can answer questions while you're streaming. So if I'm streaming right now, so now I'm videoing you guys, which I should be doing actually. It'd be a really good exercise. And then as you guys are following, you can hit the little heart that shows that you like what we're talking about. They can ask questions. They type it in. It pops up on the screen. I answer it vocally back. My best one was actually I took a little bumper plane flight out to an island one time up in northern Michigan. It's 35 miles out into the lake. And I had like 180 people following me for 5 minutes while I was flying across Lake Michigan. I mean, nothing. And they're like, we can't hear you. I'm like, 'cause I'm on a prop plane! They can't hear me. Interview experts. Great way to do it. Spend some time with your sponsors here. Really cool thing, especially at the track. Used for training and how-to. It's perfect. Okay, so Periscope. Here we go. One person can broadcast at a time. Same thing for Meerkat. Blab is the other one. I haven't used Blab personally yet myself, so I'm speaking from colleagues' experience on that one. You cannot schedule Periscope in advance. There is no scheduling. You do it live, right now. It's in the moment. Meerkat, you can schedule your broadcast, so that's a little bit different. And you can schedule it on Blab also. Blab, you can get more people on it as well because it's up to 4 people on one screen at a time. So it's not a one-on-one interview, it's a one-to-multiple. Promote your broadcast via Twitter for Periscope, same thing on Meerkat, same thing on Blab. Viewers can comment on the first 2, and they can comment or appear as a guest on Blab, supposedly. 24 hours for Periscope, disappears at the end of the live broadcast for Meerkat. There's no way to save your Meerkat stuff. And permanently appears in your profile if you're using Blab. Okay? Something new to try out. These are like the newest, hottest, touchy-feely ones. They're in the not the top 5, but they're out there. You need to take time for ideas. You really need to come up with a content calendar. And I would say this needs to go across all of your marketing platforms, not just your digital marketing. But your calendar should include what days you're sending your email newsletters. What day are you updating your website? What day are you posting on Facebook? What day are you doing it on Instagram? When are you running the ad in the newspaper? Everything that you do needs to go on a calendar and just print it off or have it on a Google Doc or a Drive or something so that everyone in your organization has access to that information. So you're not sending absolutely everything out the first week of the month and then have nothing for the next 3. You want to space it out so you're continually in front of your audience. Don't forget about email. Interacts with everything. And that kind of goes back to the demographic thing we were talking about earlier. If I'm on your email list, let me give you a little email tip that seems a little funny too. Make sure that in your email, so you're sending out to your customers, no matter what product you're using, make sure that you have a sign-up link in your email. Okay, well, wait a second. I'm getting your email already, so I'm already on your list. But hopefully I'm forwarding it and sharing it with my friends, and I'm giving them the opportunity to sign up also. People forget about that. That's the glorious thing about any kind of social interaction, is getting to their audience. Instead of me talking to you or doing a one-to-many flyer like we used to in traditional marketing, right? Put an ad in a newspaper and you're going to get in front of 20,000 viewers. Now it's me talking to you, having a conversation, and you become my microphone for your social media. That's what's happening. It's an engagement marketing. All right. Social Media Examiner. Here are some best practice examples. 380,782 people like this. Who here has gotten one of those? We have that many likes. Right? No one does. We're going to talk about little here. This is where we talk about how little, why it's important. Okay, friends, our Social Media Examiner Facebook page has fully disappeared from existence. Anyone have suggestions on what to do? This is an important post. Why? Because our social media does not belong to us. That is important to know. When you have all of your eggs in one basket, maybe you're not playing by the one rule for whatever reason, and they close it down, which is what happened. They just shut it down. Gone. They were using that as their main contact location. Their main interaction with their fans was through their social media site that they lost. Literally gone. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread it out and maintain what you can do. Missing for 24 hours, do you know anyone who can help? They're looking for, they're, help me out, trying to make it. It was gone. Gone. Save time with simple tools. Use a scheduler. Social share is something that's the name of our tool in our email, but that it takes your email and it shares it out to your social media sites for you. So it's done automatically. Into time-saving tips here. Schedule your posts with Facebook or Hootsuite or any of the others that are out there. Set your calendar to do it. Set up searches to monitor what other people are saying. That's the other thing that you can do in Hootsuite is you monitor how many times other people are mentioning you. Comes right up in your dashboard. It's pretty nice. But you also need to just spend some time on Google, just online, looking for yourself. It's really important with your business listing too. Take a quick hour, 1 hour somewhere in the next month, and just Google your business and see where you come up and fix anything that's wrong. Because there's like white pages and there's all these other like random weird websites out there that pull information, but information that's probably years old. You have the right to correct it. Go in, fix it, get it edited. And then take a look at that list after you've got that all cleaned up and you're good. They're at the top, maybe 3 pages. Where aren't you listed on those top 3 pages that you want to be? That maybe you need to go in and boost some SEO, maybe you need to update your listing on an association that you're involved with. Super important. At minimum, spend 20 minutes at a time, 3 to 5 times a week. If you're using a scheduling tool and you're monitoring kind of on the fly, because you have to interact with social media. Social media is not about throwing it up on the wall and just having it there. It's about interacting with your audience, being engaging. 3 to 5 times a week to go in and check it, interact it. You don't want someone to ask a question and not answer it, right? And that can happen very easily, very quickly here. So you want to make sure you're checking it. Did we get through on time? No, that's all right. We're like 5 minutes over. How'd we do? A lot of information on a Friday morning, right? Anything that's going to help you? Okay, good. If you want access to this information, I need your email address so I can send you the link. Put it on that little card, or give me your business card, okay? And I'll be sure to get it to you.